everyone, I just wanted to make a super quick video about this. It is a little cardboard chest of drawers that I've had for years and years. It came from W.H. Smith, which is a stationery and newsagent shop in the UK, and it's comprised of these 6 drawers. I don't know if you can see because the lighting is quite bad, it's quite glary here, and I've used this chest of drawers over the years for many different things, stationery, makeup, etc. And I've just stopped using it for my makeup and I didn't know what to use it for. And I've been sorting through my stationery and all of my sort of office area, and I've just realised the perfect use for it, and that is for my fountain pen paraphernalia. So I used to have all my fountain pen inks and accessories in a shoebox underneath my red locker here. The red locker is from IKEA. It used to be in a shoebox under here, just a normal, like, boring green shoebox, and I thought this is the perfect thing because the drawers are quite deep on these 3 and then quite shallow on these 3, so it's quite perfect for the deep inks that you can get, the bottled inks, and then quite good for the shallow things like the samples and the cartridges and things. So I'll show you what's in each drawer. So I've got in this one my ink syringes, which are, they look like normal syringes when they're actually made up, but they're actually blunt ended, so they wouldn't be able to be used for normal medical purposes. Ink cartridges in boxes and ones that aren't in boxes. These are the ones that came in pens that I bought, and I prefer using converters and filling the converters with the syringes from bottles of ink, but I will eventually use up these cartridges. In the next drawer I've got ink samples. These are mostly the Diamine shimmery, I can't remember the title, the precise name of the group of inks, but they're the shimmery ones from Diamine, and the samples come from Pure Pens because I'm not paying for international shipping to get ink samples from America, from Goulet pens for example, and a couple of small ink vials there. And this drawer is for nibs and dip pens. So I've got a couple of Lamy nibs here. I've got a couple of nibs in here that I might put the Lamy nibs in here, but this is an extra fine nib which is extremely scratchy. So I don't want to get that one mixed up with the good nibs which are in there. And then there's a couple of Noodler's Flex nibs which I don't really use. Noodlers, and I've got a couple of dip pen nib tins there. With my mum bought me, she saw at an antiques fair all these, oh it's hard to get it open with one hand, all these dip pen nibs, and they're cute but they're all identical and I don't use dip pens, so I have no use for them, so they just sit in the tin. And then I've got a couple of pretty dip pens. This is beautiful. It's got rose on it, which it's not going to focus, but I'm not good with dip pens. Either the pen goes everywhere or I get no ink. The ink goes everywhere or I get no ink on the nib at all. Then the first deep drawer is for my 30ml bottles from Diamine. These are brilliant because until recently, until the past couple of years, I couldn't get samples in the UK. So instead of having to buy a whole 80ml bottle of Diamine ink, which is huge. Diamine is my favourite brand for ink. They do over 100 colours, it's amazing. These are brilliant because if you don't like it, they're only £2.35 each. So I've got lots of them, and then a couple of my more commonly used larger ink bottles, and then these are my other large ink bottles. So I've got Diamine, Noodlers, one Parker, a couple of Waterman and one And then this big drawer at the bottom has got the sort of accessories, so I've got the flannel I use for sort of cleaning up nibs, especially after I've washed them. Some brass shims, some flush which has gone murky and gross. I'm going to make my own flush in this small jam jar using ammonia washing up liquid and water, and you can find recipes for that online. I've got my Ink Pro scrub, which is brilliant because I often get ink over my hands when I'm refilling my pens, and it's not really suitable to have bright pink or blue or green hands at work. I've got my TWSBI Eco box there just because it's got the wrench in it. I've got some, I don't know what this is, I think it's blotting paper, but I'm not quite sure. Came with my grass dip pen, which I can also put in here. That's a good idea. I have to find that. I have no idea where that is, except for I do know that it's somewhere safe because it's very easy to break. And this is a bottle of Diamine ink, which is mixed with Waterman purple. I bought the cerise. It's the first Diamine ink I bought, I think, and I didn't like it. It's like highlighter pink. It's too bright. It gives you a headache. And then I promptly accidentally spilt it all over my bed. So most of the ink got removed from the bottle, and I thought, well, you know, what have I got to lose? I'll just mix it with the purple and try to make a nicer colour. But I think the chemistry didn't work, and it sort of doesn't look like a good ink, so I don't really use it. And then there's some O-rings from Goulet pens for the Platinum Preppy to convert them into eyedroppers, but I tried that and it worked for a while, and then the cheap pen started to split up the plastic, so I decided to get rid of them before I end up with ink everywhere. And then I've got a tiny sample vial of Goulet pens flush. I would absolutely love to order from Goulet pens more, but I can't justify their high price for international shipping. So when my mum and dad go on their holiday to America in about a year and a half, there will be a gigantic parcel from Goulet pens waiting for them at their hotel. There's my towel for making sure that I don't mess up the carpet when I'm refilling my pens, or put it on my desk, make sure I don't spill on my desk. I will show you what happens when I try to refill pens. This is Diamine, ooh, Majestic Blue. And yeah, that was a huge mess. And then these are my fountain pens. I'll do another video on them another time. I've got quite a few. This is an old test tube holder, which is absolutely fantastic for storing pens. The holes are a bit big, so they do wobble about, but it's brilliant. And I have got a lot of pens. So I've had to start filling up a mug with them as well. So yeah, I'm getting a couple more pens for Christmas, so I'm going to have even more. But I absolutely love using fountain pens. I try to use them every day. I could get through one like Lamy converter's worth of ink every day. But unfortunately I can't use them at work, and so I do have some other pens and things that I try to just use the nice ones that I like instead of buying cheap nasty ones. But at work we have to use cheap nasty ones, or else your nice pens might go missing. But at home I use my fountain pens, and I'll do a video at some point on my fountain pen collection. So thanks for watching, bye!